Corey died of blunt impact injuries of the chest and abdomen with laceration of the heart, left pulmonary contusion, and laceration and contusion of the liver. In Corey's case, in that these injuries could not have been inflicted by himself with any kind of intent, it's certainly not suicide. These injuries, given their pattern and distribution, are consistent with having been inflicted by another person. Therefore, any death that is related to the actions of another person is, from a medical examiner's standpoint, from an epidemiological or public health standpoint, homicide.
When you're 6 years old, when you're a 6-year-old boy, do you know what you want to be? You want to be your dad. You want to be your dad. Like, he is the man. He is the man. Like, you look at your dad, you wait, is dad home yet? Is dad home yet? That's what you do when you're a 6-year-old boy. And for Corey to be dealt a hand of having this man as his father, now charged with his murder, and today, details from the forensic pathologist, devastating testimony. Let's take a listen.
In assessing the potential for child abuse, it's not so much that contusions are life-threatening in and of themselves, but it's the pattern and distribution of injuries, and also the presence of injuries of varying ages that suggest that a child has been mistreated. And Corey had contusions over a wide area of his body of varying ages, from under his chin, his head, his trunk, his extremities. There was one fairly large one just on the left side of his chest that looked to be fairly large, and that had been previously assessed. And particularly the presence of contusions on the back without a pretty clear-cut explanation it's not diagnostic of abuse, but it's very suggestive of abuse, certainly given the company that it's keeping. Corey Micciolo died of blunt impact injury of the chest and abdomen with laceration of the heart, contusion of the left lung, and laceration and contusion of the liver. It's a traumatic cause. The manner of death is homicide. It was at the hands of another person. He didn't do it himself, and it didn't happen accidentally.
How big was the laceration?
It was described as, and there's no scale on it, it was described by Dr. Ragas as being 1.5 inches in length.
Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it about 1.5 inches deep?
It certainly appears to be.
Okay. And how long would a person live with a laceration of that size?
In Corey's case, it was from the time he was injured till the time he was pronounced at 5:00 p.m. It's not going to be the same for every individual. Some people would die sooner. Some people may die after a longer period of time. It would certainly not be instantaneous.
So in Corey's case, you're saying that he could have lived for 4 hours with an 1.5 inch laceration to his heart.
Given where it is and what it is, yes.
And you're saying that to a reasonable degree of medical certainty.
I am.
Evidentiary hearing on Thursday morning, an important one, and then testimony will resume next Wednesday, New Jersey versus Christopher Gregor. Let's bring back in our think tank Daryl Cohen, Molly Palmer, Josh Schiffer. Devastating?
I've been on court TV for several years. This case hits me in a way that I don't have any grace left for this dad.
I don't understand where behavior like this comes from. Like we saw the abuse on video. We saw what was going on with the treadmill. I don't know where this comes from.
Yeah, and I think that that's what makes this case a bit different than other child abuse cases where death results. Like, for example, we have shaken baby syndrome, and we know that almost 300 people have been exonerated by innocence projects across the nation. For this misunderstanding we have sometimes when you have expert testimony about the death of an infant that is seemingly abused. This is different because it's not just this testimony, it's a lot of this other extraneous evidence of bad abuse, bad abuse.
And what Molly's really highlighting there is in Shaken Baby, we've seen time and time again, state prosecutors take this science is what they're gonna like to call it, and then force convictions with made up stuff. That's not this case. This case is very different.
Here, it's not an OTO. It's not a one-time only. It was constant over and over and over again. And the foreseeable consequence was death. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't I lost my temper. It was constant. And I am with Josh and I'm with Molly. I am distraught when a father, he's not a man, he's a male.
Now, he has a very good attorney, by the way, who is
Good.
He needs it, but like, one of the things he said in his opening statement is, you're not going to like this guy.
Right.
You're not going to like him, which, that's true.
You gotta own that.
Nobody likes him. So what's the argument going to be at the end
The argument,
here?
he's trying to divide the two counts because the child endangerment, the treadmill footage is so horrible to watch, even though that's not the most egregious, serious count, right? So he's trying to basically get the jury in a position where they can say, look, I don't like this treadmill stuff. This is obviously horrible child abuse, but I'll convict on that. And maybe I'll acquit your client of murder because I can agree that he was bad and he was abusive, but does this expert get us there? Or do I believe the defense expert more when it comes to cause of death? He's trying to get them to split those two charges.
As a juror, I would see whether I like this man initially or have no feelings about him. When I see what he did, I would dislike not just him, but his actions, and they would not be able to split those two, in my view, as a juror. It would be guilty, guilty, and very guilty.
Will he testify? And is there a problem if he testifies that it takes away from whatever you're banking on from your expert to try to explain to this jury?
There are big risks if he testifies because they're gonna just eat him alive on cross with stuff he's not gonna be able to get away from. And with the gravity of what he's facing, he knows he's probably going down and they're fighting this case on appeal. So when you're fighting a case on appeal, you want to create as many appellate issues as you can.
But all you win is another trial and you get convicted again.
Well, his lawyer is going to strongly say, do not testify. But lawyers do not always control the client. He may have an
He's
ego.
been emotional inside the courtroom. And he's not stupid, right? He's not stupid.
There's been no competency claims, no mental illness. Like that's the fascinating part to me.
I don't understand. I don't understand this mindset. He's a 6-year-old little boy, full of life.
Normal human beings cannot understand that mindset. A person who has feelings and thoughts, never could he or she ever understand this mindset. I can understand someone losing their temper, maybe once, maybe doing something he or she should not have done, but there is no way to explain to me how any human being, much less a father, can do this to anyone, much less his own child.
And you see how hard this little boy, little Corey's trying to impress his dad, right? He's running as fast as he can. He's just trying to make his dad happy. And his dad, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. It makes zero.
This is really one of those crimes that you're glad we've never seen something like this, because that means it really is that rare and sick and twisted, because the depravity of this shocks me.
Yeah, and that's why you have to keep him off the stand, is that all you do is you show that treadmill footage and you have him sit there and you say, explain this, and what are you doing here? And what's going through your mind here? Yeah. You know, and so at that point, even if the defense's best aspect is to say, look, convict him of that, but not of this, it's done. He's such an unlikable person.
And I want to note, he could have taken a plea. There was a plea offer. It was just a plea offer no one was ever going to take. It was
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
So he chooses to maybe have a guaranteed older life or risk it all and that's what he chose to do.
All right. Well, thank you all for helping us. A tough night tonight, but appreciate your insight, expertise, and your time as always. Daryl Cohen, Molly Palmer, Josh Schiffer, thank you.